winner of most recommended brand.
That's absolutely right, Mary Beth. Not once, but twice in 2019 and 2020. Rastelli was the name. Look at how juicy that is. Now, would you actually expect that that's pork? It is pork. It is prime pork ribeye steaks. Juicy, marbling, perfect height, perfect to do anything you want to with. And I love how flavorful. I mean, the fragrance that I'm getting right now, divine. As we come on over to show you exactly what you're getting, because you're not getting one, you're actually going to receive 10 of these. 10 as we go across, and I'll show you what we went across there in a second. 10 of the Rastelli 6-ounce prime pork ribeyes, and they are 3 easy payments of $18.76. So here's the story. 2-time Customer Choice Award winner for most recommended brand. These sold out since the last airing in December. They're just now back. All of our food items shipped for free. It has over 425 5-star reviews. That makes each one of these 6-ounce pork ribeye steaks $5.63 a steak. I don't have that many of these to go around. I only have 2,200 to go around. But you can lock in an auto delivery as well. I just want to have you follow me, Queenie, for a second, because this is chicken fried steak done with the pork ribeye steak. As I put it right here, and that's our dinner with some broccoli and with some yummy baked potatoes. And let me put a little bit of gravy on that, because I like gravy on everything. Okay, a little bit of a heavy pour. Didn't mean to pour it that much. I feel like I should spread it around, but I like gravy on things. And then also, how about this? A lovely stew, and we're going to put it on some noodles. I mean, you know what? I think everybody realized at the start of what was going on that they were like, I only know how to make 5 things. Or maybe that was me. I realized I only knew how to make 5 things, and I needed to expand my repertoire. So changing your protein completely can change it up. The item number is M67591. As I mentioned, there is an auto delivery on this, so ask about that. I'm going to welcome in my guest. His name is Ray Rastelli. We like to call him America's Butcher because he really shares with us where our meat is coming from, and he's so discerning that it means we're getting the freshest and the best of the best. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Rachel. And you know, you said it best. Knowing where your meat comes from is so important. And as you cut and juiced those pork ribeye steaks, it's just as amazing. You get that kind of juice out of it. But here's why. It's the ribeye. It's the finest piece of the pork. Because remember, the prime rib of beef is the most tasty, flavorful in beef. Well, it goes to think. The prime rib of pork is the same. Then we take that prime rib and we cut it into beautiful steaks. Now, this comes from the Pennsylvania Dutch country. I know the farmers. I know where it comes from. And when it comes to us, we know exactly what to do and how to cut this. So you can see we can cut it into a steak. And I call it a steak because I think it's just too good to be called a pork chop. We cut it into cubes like you just did a stew there, or you can do a kebab with it. Here I flattened it out, and that's that pork fried steak that you made, and I made a couple here as well. And here I've cut it into strips for our fajitas and our tacos and our quesadillas. So anything you think you could do with chicken or with veal, if you do it with this pork, you're going to get a product that's not only even more tender, but certainly more flavorful.
Yeah, and I love it that, again, just to change things up, we've got chicken, we have seafood, we have beef from you, we've got beautiful ways to choose our protein. But this, I love that you called it a steak, because how many of us, I mean, you can make it into a pork chop. There isn't any bone in here, but you can certainly do what you need to with it. I mean, do you see how juicy this is? The juice is just running through here. M67591 is your item number. 1,800 of these left. I want to share with you that you're receiving 10 of them. That means it's $5 and change a piece. I'm just going to put a whole one right here. Maybe I'll cut it in half and put it on top of the pasta because I like big, huge slices of meat on top of my pasta. Maybe that's just me, but I like it as if it were like meatballs. And I just think it just looks grand because you've got a lot going on there. And I'm going to pour a little bit of gravy over it. Pork, talk to me about the flavor of this because I can see that there's a little bit of marbling in there. But again, as I mentioned, there isn't any bone. Share with us how you decided the cut and about the flavor that comes from the cut you chose.
I really wanted to make sure we got the most tender cut, and that's going to always be the ribeye when it comes to pork. but it's also completely boneless, Rachel, as you mentioned, and it gives you a lot of versatility. But the ribeye area is the most marbled, so you're going to get that flavor. And you can see what I did here. All of these kebabs came out of one of the steaks. I took one steak, cut it into cubes, I put it on the kebabs. Take a look at what I did here with my fajita. I just took one of the steaks, I cut it thin, grilled it, and it's going to go on top of my salad. And that's really just how simple that is. And now I've got a really healthy salad. Think about this. One of these is 28 grams of protein.
Wow.
And of course, here's that big, giant chicken fried steak. And all I did here was took one and I pounded it out. Now, I know you like the brown gravy. I like the white gravy. So I just take mine and I like to put a little bit of white gravy right on top. And that usually makes my pork fried steak.
I
It was
love
real
it.
simple. You know, people have asked me, Rachel, can I put it in the air fryer and use it as a pork chop? Sure, look at that. Just put it in your air fryer, bread it, and you can use it as a pork chop.
You know what? Let me remind you of what you're getting, and then I'd love to welcome in Mary Beth because I'm swooning. I get to be with Mary Beth. You're receiving 10 of these, and that means each one of them is $5 and change. This is fast food prices for quality meat,
Yeah.
right? So this is called a prime pork ribeye steak. And that's basically what you'd pay if you went through the drive-thru. And this is going to be $18.76, ships for free from our most recommended brand, not once, but twice. And that makes it $5.63 a steak. Mary Beth, how would you prepare these, like for your family?
Well, I can tell you the best way, the part that I like the best, is to take these and put them in my George Foreman grill.
Oh.
And this is perfect for winter because I'm telling you, I've never had such juicy pork as when I get the Rastellis and I put it in the George Foreman grill. And as long as it's thawed out, I'm telling you, it cooks in like 5-6 minutes and it doesn't get dried out, which is what a lot of pork, happens. But I gotta tell you, this is the most tender pork ever, and that's why it really is the best.
And you know what? Again, that's what I love, because you've probably picked up steaks and hamburgers from Rastelli, but now you're getting your pork, and it really is America. He really is America's butcher. He's not just any old brand here. He's our largest food brand at QVC and the most recommended brand 2 times in a row. Let me put on another one on top here. 2 times in a row. Not from us. That's from you. You actually voted him most recommended brand. So when you're looking for something juicy and flavorful and you want that alternative to steak or to a seafood, reach for the prime pork ribeye steaks from Rastelli. Continue to place your order. These are very popular. You've got an array of ways that you can use this. I love that Ray said you can do kebabs if you want to. You can do that chicken fried steak, but with pork. You can make it and with your favorite vegetable or your favorite vegetable and a little bit of rice. M67, not 591 is your item number. And I so appreciate you being with us, Ray Rastelli. I know we'll see you a little later.
Yes, thank you.